Okay, here is actually not that terrible of an example, but it can really throw people off when we've been dividing fractions and all of a sudden one of the things in our division problem doesn't look like a fraction. So really I just have one big thing to say here, although I think one more interesting thing comes up later, and that's if it doesn't look like a fraction, it's throwing you off, make it look like a fraction. So now I'm dividing fractions. And I can go ahead and say to divide by a fraction, I would write the first fraction down, leave it exactly as it was, and then I would flip the second fraction. Now that it's a product, we can just multiply straight across, but I really would, let's see if I can snag my thing from behind my record. I can't change colors. Okay. Like to reduce my fraction first if possible. It makes life a lot easier, although I think I might end up writing an extra step because I'm seeing that I have some common factors. So I can factor a 2 out of the top. I get k squared minus 18k. Oh, I'm sorry, not 18k, minus 9k plus 14. And then on the bottom, I can factor out a 2k, which is going to leave me with a k minus 7. So make sure you look for those common factors. It can really mess you up if you're trying to factor without pulling one of those out. It can seem really hard when it's not actually that hard. I also noticed that that 4 minus k squared is a difference of squares. 2 squared minus k squared is 2 plus k, 2 minus k. And you don't even have to rearrange order to make that happen. It's just like that. Works out just like that. Okay, so now I have 2 times k squared minus 9k plus 14. I'm hoping I can do better with that. I need factors of 14 that add up to negative 9. And that is, I don't know why I made that squared. Negative 7 and negative 2. 7 times 2 is 14. They need to both be negative. And that's going to be multiplied by the 1, which you don't have to write, but I am mushing the fractions together. And then in the bottom, I have a 2k, a k minus 7, a 2 plus k, and a 2 minus k. Okay, so starting to look for things I can cancel. I have 2. It's a factor of the top and bottom, right? It's attached by multiplication, which means its inverse is division, and it will cancel out of a fraction. The same thing with the k minus 7. From there, I don't have anything that's matching up perfectly, but I have another one of these tricky pairs that are really close. So remember, when you have that, you can factor a negative 1 out of whichever one. It doesn't matter. So let's say I decide to factor it out of the top. Factoring is dividing it out. So it's going to turn it into a negative k plus 2, which you can write. Negative k plus 2 is the exact same thing as 2 minus k. And now I can see that the 2 minus k's cancel. Get rid of all this extra junk that I'm not using. Okay, so on the top, all I see that's left is a negative 1. On the bottom, I'm seeing a k times 2 plus k, which you can write as k plus 2. It doesn't really matter. Whichever way is fine with me. So watch for those k minus 2, 2 minus k's. Those are important. And watch for greatest common factors. Don't forget that. And if you ever don't like part of your multiplication or division not looking like a fraction, make it look like a fraction. Thanks for watching.